All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another DM Musical HQ session. Apologize if it sounds like I'm half asleep. But yeah, very fortunate this evening to have the one and only Jessie Monk with us. Just going to turn us down a little bit there. I came across Jessie Monk the other day as I was looking through some new talent for the show, and I came across Jessie in one of our Berlin musician groups, and was pleasantly surprised, and I was even more surprised a bit later on when I listened to her voice, and it was fantastic. You'll soon hear all about it. Just a note, we do still support the World Health Organization, the COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund. This month we've already paid $40, and next month hopefully we'll pay a bit more than that. Any donations, 10% of the donations goes towards the World Health Organization in their fight against the virus. I'm your host, Dominic, and I'm very, very pleased to be able to welcome Jessie Monk into the session with us. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. Nice to be here.
Thanks for waking me up.
Good morning.
So we've been going since the end of March. And it's been quite a journey thus far. And I started looking around for new talent and new musicians to come on the show, because I was hosting this open mic over the internet, right? And I came across you in this open, in this search for new talent, and I thought, well, cool. And without this, I would not have been able to meet you or to have got this sort of going. And I think it's great to be able to have the ability to meet new talent and over the internet. I think it's incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's
very cool.
I think it is pretty cool. I mean, like, it's what I can't understand is that we had the internet for. We had the internet before all of this happened. So, like, what has changed? Like, is it the fact that we kind of took the internet for granted, or I don't know. But I'm just surprised, really. So enough about the internet and being surprised.
I have things to say about the internet, but I don't know how much you want to hear. I think I have a more cynical position than you do. But it is wonderful this time. I think it's like it's broadening our horizons and making us creative in the way we interact, perform.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think, as you say, I think they are like there are always different ways of looking at something, right?
Yeah.
And I think, sometimes I'm also a little bit concerned as to how much emphasis we place on the internet, and
I've been like kind of saying about live performances, like catchphrases. It's almost like performing. It's not. It's like it's really amazing and beautiful in so many different ways. But there's something about this time. It's like that I feel like we need to remember how juicy watching a performer is live, and like, because
totally agree.
I think there's some fear among us that at the end of this they'll just be like, well, we don't really need live performance anymore, and then we all just do this at home forever, and like that would suck. I think that won't happen, but
I don't think that'll happen. I think it will. I think people will want to meet up in person again. I think there will be there'll be quite a big change as to how people interact in person again. And I think there will be people will think twice about being in a venue which is maybe a bit dirty and a bit kind of cramped and a bit, you know what I mean?
Sure, yeah. I haven't thought about that, but that's probably true, yeah.
Because right now, like, you know, you're at home and you've got a bit of space, and if you go outside, it's all quite clean and the sky's clean and all
Yeah,
that sort of thing. So I
yeah.
don't know. They are just weird ways of thinking, I guess.
Weird times, weird times.
Weird times. JC, give us a little bit of insight into you. Like, where are you from? Where do you come from? You know, I know it's quite an open question,
Yeah.
but
No, where do you come from is better. I was born in Canada actually,
oh,
in BC, and I moved when I was 1 or so. My parents just were on a holiday and they popped me out, so I got some weird genetic lottery there about the visa situation.
okay.
Yeah, but then I moved to Australia, and I grew up in Gunai land in Victoria, a small country town called Druin, represent, and yeah, and then I eventually moved as a teenager to the city, the big smoke of Melbourne, and I went to university there and the like, and then somehow I'm here. Yeah.
Wow. And what was the
No, so it's fine.
what was it like growing up in a small town in a territory in Victoria?
Ah, it was a lot. No, it was beautiful. I think a lot about who I am is to has to do with wide open spaces, and I think like just growing up with wide open spaces, that really played a large role into kind of how big I feel as a person,
Hmm.
how expansive I feel as a person. So that's beautiful, and like community is lovely, and I had really like nice friends as a young kid. I think like as a teenager I really struggled, obviously, but no more than any other artistic like like music based person would find country town living.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And people will ask where is the accent from? Like, we can't place the accent.
Yeah, yeah. I have a movable frontier of an accent, as they say. I'm Australian, and I get more broad the more beers I drink, and the more
Fair enough.
like it's kind of it comes and goes. I just, as I've not lived in Australia for like 9 months or so now, so it's kind of just become more cultivated. It's definitely still Australian. It's just we're used to hearing really broad like
Oh, hey, mate.
Aussie accents, which is right. I have it. I have it in the pocket. It's just it's not my first thing now, which is interesting. I did. It was quite non-Australian for a while there, and I was calling home, and people were like, "What the? Why are you talking with?" And, yeah, I
Okay.
don't know.
Yeah, look, I lived in Australia for 2 years myself. So
Oh yeah,
um,
where did you live?
I lived mainly in Perth for like, I think it was like a
Oh,
year and a half.
nice. I'm jealous.
But previously I'd studied in Adelaide in South Australia for,
Ah,
I think
two
it was a
beautiful
year,
cities. Nice.
and then spent a little bit of time in Sydney,
Not as
which is
beautiful.
great.
no,
Well, I mean, it's like
no offense.
your big smoke, right? Any country has a big
Yeah,
city,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I think there's a bit of rivalry between Melbourne and Sydney. Well, there is. Yeah.
I think there is. I think the two cities are vastly different. I think the two
Yeah.
there's Sydney. I think it seems to be more clinical and like more like a city should be. And then if you look at Melbourne, like the feel is totally different. And like there
Yeah.
are parts of Melbourne where like this is exactly like Berlin, right?
It's a bit Berlin in, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like a less, it's like a lazy Berlin.
yeah.
They're like, yeah, we'll give it a go. But
But like there's a whole section there. They have like a graffiti tour and all that sort of stuff in Melbourne.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, for Australia, it's pretty cultured. I mean, like, not that everywhere else isn't. It's got its own beautiful culture, but it feels more artistic
yeah,
than other places, especially some of the suburbs. But it does feel really like you're on another planet in Australia, which is
for sure.
cool. But there is a sense being here of being, oh, I'm actually part of the world. Whereas in Australia, you just feel like you hear things and they just don't apply to you.
Totally.
That's why the fires were so strange this year as well, because I was here and then I was hearing about the fires in Australia, and I was like, "Whoa, it's actually happening to them."
Huh.
And that, yeah.
Then
And even
that's
COVID, there is a sense in the COVID that times that Australians don't even know if it's happening in the rest of the world. Like, some people are like, "Do you also have lockdown in Germany?" And we're like, yeah,
like,
yeah. It's not an
yes.
Australian thing, but yeah.
I guess it is a pretty. I guess it is quite easy to sort of kind of get that island mentality.
Yeah, it
and
is far and it is
yeah.
different. It's surprisingly different
Yeah.
in a beautiful way. I really love Australian culture. I feel like I just shit talked Australia and I didn't mean to. I love Australia. I love my Australian
It's still
friends.
Australian,
Yeah.
What I might do is just take a moment to welcome all of our audience members. We've got Jimmy Rogers who's joined us, which is great. My father is watching as well, and my mother as well. They've actually tuned in to come and listen to this talent. And who else have we got here? We've got check who's just joined us here. Chris. I don't know who Chris is here.
Chris, what's his last name or her last name?
That's a good question. Tutu Tootle.
Oh, Tutu Tootle.
No, I have no idea. No, that is.
Sounds wrong.
Someone's decided. And then my new friend Stefan, who's Berlin based. He's here. So how's it, Stefan? Grüße aus Spandau. Yeah. So welcome everybody. And now that we know where you're from and like, where does the music come from? Is your mum musical? Is your dad musical? Are they not musical?
Yeah, they're awesome people. They're not musicians. They play a bit. Like, we have a piano at the house, and they're both teachers, and they were in this, like, the high school band and this stuff. But randomly, they just decided that it was going to be a big part of our lives. My brother and I both had, from a young age, we had music as part of our lives, and my mum like brought us up with instruments. We had like a big box of like plastic instruments.
Okay.
So that's like, I started developing young as a I always sung, always, and so it was never like a decision. It was just what I did.
Do you still play the box of plastic instruments?
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes when I go home, my brother and I, if I'm ever home for Christmas, which is rare, we will do some sort of fun thing with all the random instruments in the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. Do you only play guitar and sing, or do you actually play like piano maybe, or?
Yeah, I play piano.
Oh, you do?
I play I play percussion a bit. Like.
So you can do like you can play everything in your album, right?
No, not well.
Not at the same time, obviously.
Not at the same time. Come on. I'm a dancer, so that's a kind of big part of the way I relate to music as well. Yeah.
Well, what about we give our audience members a taste of what you can do?
A taste? Sure.
Yeah, a song or two.
Yeah, let's do a song. Should I? Oh, okay.
What if you say? I see two instruments there. They're probably in different tunings.
They are, yeah. This is in D and this is in G. And I also have a song in another, a couple of songs in another really sexy tuning.
We'll have to get to that, and we'll have to know what that tuning is.
I need to buy many guitars like Neil Young, but times are hard. So I have
Don't worry.
two.
At some point, you will have all the guitars.
Exactly.
So, what are you going to play for us?
Well, you asked to play Dark Cafe Days.
Look at that
nice.
when you're going to have to play that.
So I haven't really played this in front of people ever. It's on the internet. So people know it, but I haven't had the chance to play it and sing it. So it's nice that you asked.
Oh, we're lucky. Oh. Go ahead. Take it away. Dark Cafe Days.
Cool. Dark Cafe Days. She's working in a dark cafe, telling herself it's okay. She grew up dancing ballet, dreams she never thought would stay. She told herself it was a temporary fix, said she'd be dancing in the city by 2006. But you know, her mama needed her and Jason got a job laying bricks. But she leaves sometimes with a white line, takes off to the sky towards the sun. Dancing high on a ray of light, leaving behind everything and everyone. She could stay a while here, breathe in the clear, but she's scared of who she'll be without the safety of her fears. So she goes back to the cafe and she spends a few more years with her fears. Her car is sitting in the drive, she sees the lights are on inside. She hopes her keys don't fit the door, that she is forced to go and look for more. She's washing dishes while she's screaming at the wheel, trying to exercise the feelings that she knows deep down are real. But she goes inside and cooks her family a meal. But she leaves sometimes with a bottle of wine, takes off to the sky towards the sun. Dancing high on a ray of light, leaving behind everything and everyone. She could stay a while here, breathe in the clear, but she's scared of what she'll see without the safety of her tears. So she goes back to her family and she spends a few more years in the cell of her feet. She's working in a dark cafe, but today it's not okay. She goes out for a cigarette, says, God, why haven't these killed me yet? She looks down on the pavement 50 feet below, tries to block out all the voices that are screaming out no. Tries to bargain for a pair of wings so she can just jump up and let go. She wants to leave this time without the wine, without the lines, become the sun. She's up so high she can taste the light, wants to leave behind everything and everyone. She could stay forever here, breathe in the clear, but she knows that what she leaves behind's a legacy of fear. So she steps up off the ledge and watches as the gates of heaven disappear. She's working in a dark cafe, telling herself it's okay. Her kids have grown and moved away, but she goes on day after day.
Wow. I mean, having it played to you live is something else.
Thanks.
Something else. Wow, that is incredible. Tell me something. How do you write music? What is your style? How do you come up with this?
I want to say something cool. Like I drink beer and I do a séance to the god of creativity. But I don't know. It's different every time. This is a strange one. I was home in Druin in a country town, and and kind of made me think about the people that I know here that haven't left, and whether they're happy or not, and so it just came this one. It was nice. One of the few times that it just goes whoa, and then you have a song.
And
Often
like
it's not like
all at
this.
once, like chord progressions and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I often will put my guitar in a new tuning, and that'll flip me out subconsciously, and I'll be like, oh, where am I now? And it will put me in some kind of place, and
Oh.
I play with different chord shapes, and then I have a new world, and that really helps. If I'm in standard, I find it really hard to sort of start, and I think just flipping to a new tuning is good for that. And then this one, I just flipped to the new tuning, and I found some nice chords with it, and then
Are, th-
idea came
are
in
these
that
like
way.
are these like new tune? Are these tunings that that exist theoretically, or these tunings that just somehow appear?
Yeah, no, they're the classic tunings of like our favorites,
So I
Journey
suppose I
and
suppose
Neil and
Dadgad
stuff.
is one of those tunings, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I mentioned that because my father who's watching will appreciate that.
Nice. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
Dadgad
that's really
is that
helpful.
I haven't played a lot with Dadgad, but like the warmth of that tuning is incredible.
Yeah, even this has a big floppy G string,
Mm.
and that's really like it's encompassing.
Did you
Definitely
so
it's
you just
changing.
do you just tune your E down to D?
I tuned it down to G in this
G.
open. In this is G. This is and this is a G bass. It's not
Wow.
so good for the guitar, but you know what we do for art.
That is definitely something I'm going to write down. So it's all the strings are normally tuned, and then
No,
no.
I actually it's G G. This is where I'm not so technical with my guitar playing. I learned piano really well, and guitar I just go whoa, whoa, whoa. So I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay,
But
fine.
this is a D, and this is a G, and this is a G. That's a G. So I
Well,
guess this is
I'll
D.
tell you what
Okay,
I'm
I think it's just G's and D's.
G's and D's.
And there's one B in there. Yeah,
one so one what? One
B.
B?
Yeah, this.
Goodness
I think.
gracious.
Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm going to have to query the guys from Bigfoot and Karen and Taryn guitars about these sorts of things and how instruments can be built to withstand G.
Yeah. I think I do suffer a bit. I break strings a fair bit, and not even so much. I don't break strings more than the normal guitarist, but I suffer in the anxiety of changing my tunings in sets. It's like it's what I'm most scared of in a set. I'm gonna be fine with the songs. I'm gonna be fine with the in between with like the tuning. It feels like time moves like so slow. It's terrifying.
Oh my goodness. The reason why I mention that is that on the 30th of April, I've got Karen from Bigfoot Guitars, based in New Delhi.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, believe it or not.
Yeah.
He's joining me for the afternoon for like an hour to talk about all things guitar. So we're going to look at like his entire process and like how the guitars are built, and then I'm just going to say to him, look, you're going to have to tell me how is it possible to tune a guitar to G?
Yeah, it's not that hard.
You just do it and then hope that it doesn't break.
Yeah, yeah. Aw.
Oh, it's so good. And tell me that that looks like a Maton you're playing, right?
Yes, pay me, mate.
Pay me, mate.
Joking. Yeah, this was my first guitar, and I just got it shipped to Berlin
Oh
a month
wow!
ago or something, which is nice.
And what was your second guitar?
Not none. I had a friend gifted me a like a classical guitar from her primary school, and I left it at a train station in Egypt.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Difficult to play a guitar that's stuck in Egypt.
Yeah, it's a poem or something there, I think. I left my guitar at a train station in Egypt.
Well, maybe that's the start of one of those like, oh, I can play it. There's a song. Another song got it.
Yeah. But yeah, I went guitar shopping in Berlin and I couldn't find anything that I liked more than this one, so I just said to my parents, "Can you post it?" And I did.
I'm almost positive there's going to be another guitar
I
at
think
some
that will.
point
Yeah,
that
yeah.
will
I,
arrive.
yeah, I think I'm attached to my. I think I'm gonna have to let go of my monogamous relationship with this one. Just become a whore.
Oh, jeepers creepers. Well, what about another song?
Another song. Yeah, let's do another song and another tuning. What do you feel? Oh, maybe we can retune this one, and I can do something in.
Actually you said that you were busy with an EP. Am I correct?
Correct.
I don't know whether you want to spoil your EP or whether you do want to. In which case, we'd be happy for you to spoil your EP.
Let's spoil it. I will play a song from the EP. Just bear with me. I will retune this, and then we'll go. Normally, I would use a tuner, but I don't have one on me, and it'll do the job.
No one knows anything. We won't tell anybody.
So this is a song. It's actually coming out as a single in a few months, I guess. And we've put all the stuff down for it, and it's sounding really cool.
Wow.
It's called "It's Only June," and it's about winter, even though it's called "It's Only June" because in Australia, June is the first month of winter.
Uh-huh.
So it's about the things that we tell ourselves at the start of winter when we're pretending that it's not as cold as it really is, and how that relates to like the way that we feel when we're falling in love, and how we tell ourselves that we're not as in love as we think.
Uh-huh. Okay.
It's called "It's Only June." I'm just gonna retune a bit more. I'll hate myself if I play it through.
Go ahead.
That's better. As the winter's rolling in, I'm feeling warmer in your skin. A place I'm only beginning to understand. As I'm walking in the rain, I find I'm thinking of you again. And what's worse is I don't hate it. We're fogging up the windows in your room as we're waking up to the storm knocking on your roof. It's saying, stay here all afternoon. 'cause there's a chance of rain and a risk of pain. Gotta stop myself falling too soon. I can't put my gloves and scarves on yet. It's only June. The grass is wide in the meadows. We gotta take it slow. This ain't the season for things to grow. But I'm walking with a glow, and I wonder if they know. The trees are naked in the street as a cold wind blows and crumbles their brittle autumn leaves. Gotta take my feeble heart off my sleeve. We're fogging up the windows in you as we're making love all night to our favorite tunes. How is it you know just what to do? There's still a chance of rain and a risk of pain. Gotta stop myself falling too soon. I can't put my gloves and scarves on yet. It's only June. June, please not me. Don't want me. Don't love me. Oh, we're fogging up the windows in you. It's cold outside, but it's warm here next to you. Who needs the sun when I've got you? There's still a chance of rain and a risk of pain as we weather this monsoon. And holy shit, it's only June. As the winter's rolling in, I'm feeling warmer in your skin.
Wow, another favorite of mine from this afternoon. Jeepers.
Jeepers.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Question from my dad. Is
Yeah,
Joni Mitchell an influence?
Oh yeah, baby.
Amongst
Huh?
who else? Who else is?
Other influences.
Yeah.
Like Leonard Cohen, massive, and Neil Young, and like this vintage, and then I, I feel like I'm missing someone really core. I keep asking myself this question, like, yeah, I think like things from other genres, but I'm really inspired by Joni. She's the main one.
Oh, I can imagine.
Who yeah.
That was like. I was just saying this afternoon that Joni Mitchell reminds me of your songs.
The other way around. She'd be savagely angry if she heard that.
No, I'm just.
I think
joking.
like, yeah.
I'm luckily I'm allowed to say these sorts of things.
Yeah.
What was I going to ask? Oh, I asked these sort of relatively similar questions. What strings do you play? Do you play particular tension or? Because I mean,
strings.
Like what,
on a guitar.
Yeah, what gauge? Yeah.
Oh, intermediate, bronze. Dario. You asking for a plug?
Because I know
I don't know.
another thing. I mean, you obviously tuning. You will tune the guitar like multiple times during a set, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, the strings that you're gonna have to have will need to be pretty rigorous.
Flexy.
Yeah. And a bit thicker than normal, right?
I haven't really looked into it. I think I do have thicker strings. A few people have told me to try thinner strings, and I think, yeah, I'm not. I also don't. Yeah, I'm not. I should try. I should branch out. I kind of found one that I liked, and then I was like, "This is my string now." And I actually, it's something. It's funny you bring it up. I am meaning to try shop around a bit.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Another question. Another question for the bank of luthiers that will be scratching at the door to come and
Yeah.
talk about these things. Um, and what else was I going to ask? Who are you recording with in Berlin at the moment, just out of interest?
I recorded some really beautiful acoustic demos, or not. They weren't demos, just acoustic recordings at Lumen Studios with Aidan Lowe, and that was really
Okay.
beautiful. It's a new studio.
Wow.
Um, and I'm recording my EP at the famous Gold Watch,
Uh-huh.
which I'm super excited for. And they're mixing the single that I recorded at Lumen Studios.
Wow.
So that'll be really exciting.
And
I'm
who
looking forward to it.
was Cameron behind the desk by any chance?
He will be behind the desk at famous Gold Watch. Yeah,
What a character.
but everyone loves Cameron.
Oh yeah. My father and I had our shared birthday last year inside the Blue Room.
Oh, really? Wow,
had like
that's nice.
we were there with my mum was also there as well, but we had like 15, 20 of our friends there, and we had like a jam set, like an open mic just amongst friends, and
Ah,
it was the most
cool.
incredible experience. What a fantastic
Your parents are
studio.
musicians.
Yes.
Oh, cool. Wow, that makes their interest even more flattering.
Well, exactly. I will send you some links of my father, then you'll understand
Yeah,
all the different questions that
nice.
are
I would
coming
love to hear it. Love to hear it. Cool.
in. And okay. What next? Like, where do you? What's next in on the cards? You're gonna record an EP, and then what do you?
Life.
What? Yeah.
Good question, Dominic. I don't know. It's I don't know at all. At all. I sort of stumbled this far, so I may as well keep stumbling because it's going pretty well.
Wow.
But I didn't know I was gonna um try and make an EP or try even being a musician really until a few months ago, and I did I did a few musicals in Australia, um, and that was what I sort of did, and I thought that that's what I did, and then I ended up in Israel, um, and I was in a small community, and I spent a lot of time there actually, and there I started playing for people, playing my songs and writing a lot more, and that's when it started to really show that this is a path that I should be taking,
Wow.
in terms of like internally and externally, like the effect that it had on me and the effect that it had on people around me was it just seems quite worthwhile. So then I moved to Berlin from there, and 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 even in Berlin, I kind of I thought, oh, maybe I'll do some theater or something. Well,
Okay.
and I don't speak German, so I don't know why I was thinking that I would do
Wow.
that. And then I started playing at open mics and stuff, and I just got really inspired by the musicians around me,
Well,
and then
you're certainly surrounded by two of Berlin's finest.
yeah, for
Well,
sure. I'm very lucky.
if anyone else is watching, apart from you, Jimmy Rogers, um, that's one of the finest male musicians I've ever come across.
Yeah, I really agree. I
Wow,
agree.
wow, wow, wow,
Yeah,
wow,
yeah. You
wow.
should have him on the show.
Yeah,
He can also
he's actually
shoot some
agreed,
shit.
so we just need to slot him in. So
Perfect.
it'll be great. And in
Yeah.
fact, if you two could play as a duet, that would be even better.
Ah, yeah. Let's do it. Let's do
Ach, hey, in the name.
it. Don't need to ask us twice.
um, and what I'm going to ask now is, oh, okay. Have you played kind of live in other cities of the world? Like,
Yeah, a bit in Melbourne. I did. Like I said, I did musicals in Melbourne for a bit, um, and then I also was playing my music, but very little.
hmm,
And then in Israel, after I left this community, I did a small tour, and did some shows, and that was the first time just doing full sets of my songs on my own with the guitar, and that was like really
Wow.
nice. And 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 then in Berlin, it started with open mics and this type of thing, and then I did my first full setter at Space Medusa,
Okay.
um, and then got after that I was like, all right, let's fucking do it. Oh, I'm not allowed to swear. Am I allowed to swear?
You're allowed to swear, by all
Okay,
means. Go ahead.
I'm Australian. It's
Go
hard
ahead.
not
We're
to.
all adults. Most of us.
Yeah. Mhm.
Wow. And okay, do you have management on board? What do you how are you dealing with
I'm
all of this?
yeah. Look, I'm really fresh. Like I said, I've stumbled and I'm stumbling. So it's all kind of coming together. I'm trying to focus on the music because I get a bit of a headache at the other things. But it's something I'm really trying to kind of cultivate a nice relationship with, in the sense of managing the promotion side and this type of the business side. Um, I don't have Instagram, which is a kind of
Not
like a
yet.
big handicap. And I will get it, I think, at some point, but I'm just prolonging that as much as
No,
I
look. No, I mean,
can.
let me correct you. You do have it. It's just you don't use it.
I have it, but I don't use it exactly. Yeah,
Look, it's not entirely vital, but it
but a
will
bit it is.
at some point or another, it will just kind of like add a little bit of rounding to what is this explosive talent that you've got.
Thank you. That's so nice. Yeah,
Um,
it's important to be accessible. I think like
Totally.
my favorite artists are accessible, and that's why they're my favorite artists. And
You've got another
that's why we do the music, to share it. So it's important.
totally, totally, and just to kind of, just to kind of reach out and this is exactly why I'm doing this. Is that is
Yeah,
like there are ways. From what I was seeing, is that like the internet is here, the musicians are there, but there's very little linking
yeah,
the two. And I think like now is the perfect opportunity to kind of
yeah,
reach out globally and say, come on, look who's here.
yeah. I
Like
think yeah. I'm excited for that. In if this COVID does go on, like to really start getting into that and getting into it artistically, not just like
yeah,
as an add-on to everything else that we do.
totally.
And but at the moment it does. I do have a bit of a romantic like negligence to let go. I don't. I'm like Neil and Joni, and these guys didn't have to post Instagram stories all the time, and they just got to make music. And of course that they had other things, but it's just something to move. There is a calling that we all must move with the times, and
Yeah,
I will
it
eventually.
won't take it won't take a lot, I promise.
Yeah, I will,
um,
and I love it. I'll be in. Just give me a few months, and I'll be the most annoying Instagrammer in the world, or something, probably.
well, I mean, I'm here. I'm going to help. I'm going to help.
Yay! I need it.
So I just wanted to say that Jimmy Rogers says, "Thank you, ha ha ha. Oh wow, sounds like a plan." Which one, Jimmy? All of it? And then my mum, Lynn, says, Jessie's very special. I love her songs. And she reminds me so
Aw.
much of Joni Mitchell with attitude. Love it.
Yeah, Joni's got attitude. We watched a video of her recently as an old woman, talking as an old woman. That's terrible to
The,
say. She was 70, I think. So not like in her young days, and she had some attitude for sure.
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She knew she was good.
She knew. She knew.
She knew
She was right.
I think that is the little trick, is that you've got to know
Yeah.
it. You've got to know that you've got something that people want.
Maybe.
Oh, can you play us another song, please?
Another song. Yeah, let's do
Pretty
it.
please.
What do you feel like, Dom? What type of vibe?
You said Neil Diamond, right?
Neil Young.
No, sorry, Neil Young.
I don't have any covers like
But
in the
anything
bag
in that same.
in that same vibe. Yeah. Yeah, we can do it. For sure.
But
Okay.
no Neil Diamond either. Neil Young, definitely, right?
Actually, I'm not sure. I've listened to Neil Diamond. Oh my god, this guitar is caught in a tree.
As normal.
Inside, believe it or not. Yeah, I'm not sure how much I've listened to Neil Diamond actually. Maybe I should. Should I?
I think you might need to. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
What's
always,
his song? What's a famous song of his? I probably have.
or like all of them.
Okay.
There's
Alright, just
another fellow that you may know of some songs is John Martin.
Oh, I love John Martin. Yeah, I
Ah.
really love him. He's a big inspiration of mine as well.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you know kind of what sort of what I'd like to hear.
You're into. Yeah, sure. Okay. Oh, it's big shoes to fill.
No,
Um.
you can fill in.
Oh, actually, maybe I'll play on this other guitar. Change my mind again.
You're allowed to
Change my
change your
mind, but
mind.
it's okay. Thanks. There's a space between us I'm trying to bridge, trying to make some room to let you in. But I find it hard to speak when I'm looking in your eyes. Half of me doesn't want to let go, but the other half just wants to lose control and fall into you, even if just for the night. Don't need no yes or no's. Don't need you to be around tomorrow. That kind of love only brings me sorrow. Don't need no I do's. I don't need anything at all from you. Keeping away my lonesome winter blues. I guess this lack of information keeps me in a state of fascination. I want to study the constellation of your eyes. I feel like I'm a kid at school trying desperately to play it cool. But boy, you move something inside me when you smile. Not placing any bets. Don't want to add you to my long list of regrets, 'cause I wear my heart wrapped around my neck. But in this lonely town, your eyes are the sweetest drink I've found. I could drink more, but I might drown in you. Keeping away my lonesome winter blues. So if tomorrow we change our minds, I won't be down with sorrow. This love was only ever ours to borrow. Still you feel like the air on a warm autumn night. I like watching your eyes catch the morning light. So sweet in you, keeping away my lonesome winter blues.
Wow. And is that a new song? Is that where does that come from?
Yeah, I wrote this one. Actually, this is a laborsome one, like a one that takes a long time. But I finished it in Berlin,
Oh
and
wow,
it's kind of new to my performance. Right.
Jesus,
So and there's a instrumental solo in the middle, and I tried to vocal solo over it, and it
it
was.
worked. It worked.
Yeah, I should have practiced it before. I got to it, and I was like, oh no, I don't have a violin. What do I do?
I just play violin here.
Yeah, this one.
Jimmy says "Sweet Caroline," da da da.
Ah,
Classic.
this is Neil Diamond. Okay, come on.
So
Oops.
not that. Thanks, Jimmy, for letting us know these things. Fantastic. Look, this has been absolutely fantastic. We've got another question here that's being asked. It's actually from Jimmy saying, "What's her favorite karaoke song?"
Oh, you want to know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
it's definitely. I forget it.
It's
It's
definitely
Total
not
Eclipse
Sweet
of the Heart,
Caroline.
but Total Eclipse of the Heart, for sure. Like
No.
shred. Yeah, and then I can't sing for the rest of the night. It's just duck, duck, duck. Every now and then I fall
Oh
apart.
no. I can't.
Yeah,
I can't.
come on.
You're gonna have to film
just
that.
just for the sang of it. Otherwise, I also am not ashamed that I'm an ABBA trash lover. I love ABBA,
I think
I'm not ashamed.
deep down inside there are people that really do appreciate.
And I am one.
I don't know if
Yeah.
I will never be able to sing at that particular register.
Yeah.
What and yeah, what next? What an incredible evening this has been. Like absolutely fantastic.
Thanks.
Yeah, look, this is going to continue. There are going to be some very interesting musicians coming to join in over the foreseeable future. And I was interestingly enough, I was in a webinar earlier this afternoon, which is probably why I was asleep. They're saying that there's a very strong possibility that things will only kind of get to normal within the next 12 to 18 months.
For sure,
So
yeah.
what I would love to be able to do is to actually do a ticketed show,
Wow.
and maybe kind of bring Jimmy on board and kind of do a show from your. Is that the balcony or is that the?
No, this has an indoor tree.
Oh, so that's indoor. So that could be quite interesting actually, to do a ticketed show with you and Jimmy and Brian as well. Of course, how could you forget Brian?
And Brian, yeah, of course. Yeah.
That would be incredible,
Sounds
and I think
amazing.
people would
Yeah.
absolutely flock for that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, we're gonna have to do
Sounds
it.
good.
Is there one more song that we can give them before we tie up, and I apologize again for being asleep.
Yeah. Why would you apologize? I think we can. I think we'll play with this guitar. This is a song. It's called. It's. I wrote it, and I lived in Israel in the desert, and we used to watch the sunset every night. And I wrote this song watching the sunset. And sometimes you would watch the sunset with a group of your friends, and sometimes you'd be on your own, kind of unpacking the day. And I lived in this beautiful part of Israel for months and months and months, and every single night we would watch it. And it's really magical stuff that happens to you when you watch it sunset every night. And this is a song that came out of it. So it's sort of for the people there, from there, that I love.
Huh.
So I'd love to share.
What's the name of the song?
It's called Here Now.
Here Now. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do it.
There we go.
Watching the sun setting on the mountain, in the silence of this desert town. If you see my head, tell me you found her, 'cause I'm ready to be with her now. Tell her I'm sorry for the shit that I give her, and that she really is doing alright. That her hard work has earned her some time off to go and be with the stars tonight. It's funny how I'm surprised that all my shit came with me. Keep looking for a switch to flick to make it all disappear and be here now, here now, here now. Watching the sun setting on the mountain as the wind is rolling in. Don't try to run away or get around it, just feel it on your skin. I'm making space inside for you to come home. You are safe here in the now. There's nothing here you need to hide from. Just keep breathing in and out. You don't need the answers. It's okay if it's unclear. Take your hands off the wheel. You don't need to steer. Just be here now, here now, here now. Now the sun has set on the mountain, and the wind is rolling in, coming to untie the knots that I'm bound in and make it easier to swim. I walk back to my gallery of people who are walking beams of light. They're all going through the same shit as I am, and we all will be alright. 'Cause everything, bad or good, will always disappear. Let that thought remind you that peace is always near in the here now, here now, here now. Just watch the sun set on the mountain.
Wow. Have you recorded that, or is that also a new
It
song?
will,
Or
I think it will be on the EP.
you're gonna have to record that, and only guitar and vocals.
Yeah,
You
nice. Thanks.
You don't need anything else.
Well,
And
thanks.
literally, like you don't even need like much reverb. Literally, just the guitar mic'd up and the voice. That's all. That's all.
Wow, thanks. I appreciate it.
Everybody,
That's the plan.
now that I've just recovered from the shocks going down my spine,
Stop.
Jessie Monk, thank you very, very much for
Yeah,
an
thank you for having me.
incredible
It's been really
evening.
nice. I felt really, really happy to be here.
Well, so pleased to have met you, and I'm just a phone call away.
Yay, comrade.
I promise you I'll be awake next time.
You were a phone call away. One.
Thank you very much. I'm going to quickly bring up the next slide and just say that we have a very interesting guest next week, Wednesday. His name is Matt Gresham, all the way from Rockingham, Western Australia. And he is certainly going to be very entertaining He's a good friend of mine from the days in Perth, and I'm sure you're going to love watching that. So definitely tune in, Jessie.
Yeah, sure will, for sure.
But everyone else, thank you very much for supporting Jessie. If anyone wants to donate, I have put my address in there for PayPal, and there's also a donate button at the bottom of the screen, which we can certainly use, and 75% of that will go to Jessie for an incredible show this evening.
Thank you.
Love to Jessie from Georg.
From Georg.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, and we will definitely be in touch. And once again, incredible show. Thank you very much, Jessie.
Thanks, Tom.
We'll speak to you very soon.
Thank you.
Tschüss.
Tschüssi.